This week we were given a chance to present our first prototype to our peers and kind of allow them to listen and then give feedback, ask questions, and give any suggestions of things that they think works or doesn't or should be added or removed, anything like that. This process really was very helpful just because having a couple fresh sets of eyes on it can point out some things that me and Allie may miss or may not realize that is needed. And so I thought that was really beneficial to us as a whole. Also, having to present this prototype and having to talk about this app and be prepared to answer questions about it really made this whole experience feel very real and really made it click to me and made me realize that we have a goal behind this. We're not just doing this to provide organization. We're doing this to help benefit our students, help benefit us as special educators, and then help benefit the whole entire student success team. So that really just made it really click for me and made me realize that, all right, we gotta make this app the best that we can if we want this to work. So some of the feedback that we got, and also just some things that me and Allie talked about that we realized that we needed to change or add. We needed a name for our app, so we decided on Harmony, just because having all of this together is going to make our classroom and the whole team be in harmony together. I think that's pretty cool. We also need to add some colors because right now it was just white and red and simple, so we need to add some more colors because we are working with children, so we got to make it a little more interesting. We also realized that we need to individualize it more, and which is kind of funny because our main reason for doing this is to provide individualization for all of the students' information. But since each student is at a different level with their cognitive abilities, it's necessary that each of the students' logins are catered to their specific needs. So in this next prototype that we're going to create, we're going to have it specified for a student that has mild autism, and so theirs will look a certain way. And let's say if a student has severe Down syndrome, theirs may have more pictures. It may have the words on the screen read out loud to them through the speaker of their iPad or iPhone. Just the layout of it may even be different, just to kind of cater to their abilities, what they need out of it, and what's going to work best for them. So we did realize that we need a little bit more of a need for individualization. We also realized that we should add a section for the student to ask questions, whether it be with a special educator or with their general education teachers. And this would come in handy because if a student was nonverbal and they don't have the means to ask this question, especially in front of a class, then they have an opportunity to do so and get the answers that they may need to help provide some clarification. Or if maybe a student's just nervous or overwhelmed in class and doesn't want to get up and have to ask the question, which can sometimes that can be understandable. This kind of gives them a way around that and can still ask the question and still be helped out in the long run. So that would be really cool to add. Me and Allie also kind of talked about how because this app holds so much sensitive and private information, the creation of this may pose some legal or privacy issues. So that's definitely something that we would need to look into or be really in-depth or specific about, or monitor really heavily, just since there is access to the IEPs, the behavior files. All of that is usually really sensitive and private information. One of our goals for this app is just to make us a better educator, and I believe that this does this by providing not just organization, but also quick access to the needed information that we will need on a daily basis. It decreases the time for maybe meetings with parents, and which would give us more time with class, and it would do so by giving the parents access to the IEPs. As of right now, if the parents want to see that, they need to schedule an appointment with the teacher, and then they can talk about it together. So having the parent have it easily accessible to them at any given time would kind of lower that need. Also, it would decrease time for having to figure out time for a meeting, because we would put contact information on there along with the schedule for the teacher, so that parents can actually schedule an appointment on the app that works with the teacher's schedule already, and then that's like easily maneuvered. Also, the collaboration among general education and special education teachers is really important because they all need to have access to the students' information and to their schoolwork and behavior and all that kind of stuff. And then this app gives us an easy way to monitor their behavior via the safety circle. And then we don't want this to only benefit us, we also want it to benefit our students. And so it does that by giving them also quick access to their assignments, their daily schedule, to ask questions, and to have their rewards, which is an incentive for them to kind of get them to work harder and stay on track with their work. And the safety circle is a huge thing because behavior management is something that's really difficult to monitor or manage in a special ed classroom often, so having that safety circle is would be really beneficial. And it would just benefit the whole students team because it's giving them access to this very important information and the students' files, and since it even has that section of the other to log into that could serve for a caretaker for a sibling or for maybe even like a substitute teacher, stuff like that. So we definitely have some things that we need to change and work on before we can create our final prototype, but just being able to present this and talk about it with our peers was super beneficial and really opened our eyes to a couple things we needed to do.